so profound that they had to shift and scrap that thought. So VPM and VPE and prayers, please forgive me. But what happened today when I was to lunch? I saw something that in hindsight, it happens a lot. But it just stood out to me and I realized that this is a real issue in our country. What happened today, this young lady walking from the gas station was accosted by this construction worker. Hey, sweetness, look here.
Ice.
She kept on walking. Oh, you let me talking to you? She kept on walking. But can't you hold this up then? She turns around. I was only 2 minutes ago. Feeling embarrassed, feeling ashamed, he then progressed. Throwing insult, throwing jazz at the young lady. Now, that's not what disturbed me. What disturbed me was the fact that she was surrounded by other males who said nothing. The fact that males would see this lady being accosted and say nothing. I said, wow. Wow, what this have happened 40, 50, 60 years ago? What has happened to the average man? Is it that man has truly been domesticated, Mr. Chairman? Toastmasters and guests, bear with me on this one. Let's break it down. Domestication, according to Oxford, is the cultivating or taming of a species or organism for the benefit of the tamer or the cultivator. Simple, you're making something that was dangerous beneficial to you. Look at the boar. They took the boar, something that could have killed something that could have killed a big hunter, no person paying attention easily. They turned that boar into a pig, something meant for food. Look at the wolf, dangerous, pack hunter, leader, strong, alpha, turned into a house dog. Look at the man, strong, firm, stand for right, stand for wrong. Leading pillar of hope. The average man you see in the road, always no respect. Is that what's meant the average man has come to now? Now when I talk about that kind of man, I'm not meaning the men in this room. But if you look at, statistically speaking, the men in this room are vastly outnumbered by the average low-ranking males.
True.
Those males are what we would say the average. Those males are the dudes are the men who you see in the corner not working or not contributing or not leading, not meaning their full potential, adding some sort of strife or some sort of issue or some sort of drama to the country. How did we get to that point? Where we look at when they cultivated animals, Charles Darwin taught that the strong would survive, natural selection. Man came and made an artificial selection. So I get the pigs. I don't want the pig that fights me more. I want the pig that lay down and dies. So I took those pigs and I breed them. I don't want the dog that's going out and intimidate me or bark at me. I want the dog that just wag his tail. Let me pet it. I'll breed them. So they don't want the man who's going to stand up for what's right, stand up for what's right. I cannot explain doing this, frustrates me so much, so we don't have more of this. But they don't want the man that stand up and speak and be proud and be brave. They want the cowards, the one who would let anything happen. Those are the men that they're breeding. Those are the outnumbering men in our society. Those are the domesticated version of what it is to be a male. Now when you see God came down from heaven, he took that 100 pounds of clay and he breathed life into it. That's not what he had for us. He had more things for us. He has to be leaders, be innovators, trendsetters. That's supposed to be the average. The average, why is it that if you say, I take care of my children, oh, that's a good man. Aren't I supposed to take care of my children? Why is it that if you say, I'm a successful businessman, I'm a leader in my industry, oh, he's a good man, aren't I supposed to? Why is it you say, well, I respect all women and everything they do? Oh, he's a good man. Where they find you at? There's another man supposed to. Why is it that those things are the exception and not the rule? How did we get to that point? Now I try to trace all the way back to slavery, where they brought the people from Africa over the triangle trade. They got the weakest Africans and they brought them over. Those who were fighting more, they killed them. Those who stood up more, they killed them. So they kept the weaker, the ones who conformed, they bred them. Come on. And that's the key one, that's the thing that they're breeding or pushing on our society. So okay, let's bring in fast forward. Fast forward just a little. One thing what happens in domestication is the fact that they change it. They change what you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to look. So what makes them more comfortable, what makes them more safe, what makes them more secure. Now look at the average man. He's tall, he's broad, bass in his voice booming. But when you want to be in a comfortable setting, I have to talk higher. I have to be more powered down. Why? So you can feel more comfortable. I have to compromise who I am naturally so you can be more comfortable. Why? Why is that you're taming what it is to be a man? Why am I allowing you to tame what it is to be a man? When I was in college, I studied teaching. And I had in my mind that I was going to be the leader in my profession. But at the same time, if anybody knew me in college, I had locks. Dreadlocks. Not because I was a Rastafarian or anything. Your hair naturally locks. I just assisted the process. So, why is it that something that happens to me naturally, I am getting discriminated for? I went back to my school and I went to my teachers and say, well, I'm studying education and I love to be the Minister of Education one day. I kid you not. A teacher of white descent, blue eyes, look me straight in the eyes. With that hair, you would not even be the senior master. Wow. I said, this racist mother. I didn't say that to him. And my mind says, fine. You're telling me not because of what I can do, or because I know, but because how I look. That makes you feel uncomfortable that I can't find success. Going back to here, if you look at, say, 60, 70 years ago, everybody had afros. It'll be fine if a man was in a suit afro. You never wonder why we don't got afros anymore? It's nothing to do with heat. During the civil rights movement, iconic pictures can be found. Man fist nail blazing with afro in his hair. Symbolizing power, symbolizing strength, symbolizing unity. People saw that. They fed them. So I hear going. So tell me now, we're changing who we are. We're changing what we do. We're being domesticated. And you think nothing is happening because of that? Look at our society. Crime is happening with these men because they're trying to do things to make themselves feel like men. They rob to make themselves feel like a man. They steal to make themselves feel like a man. They kill to make themselves feel like a man. Those things don't make you be men. And because they have nothing to put their feet on to say, this is what make me a man, they forever looking in the wrong places. Now I know back in Africa, they had a rites of passage. And what a rites of passage was is that you have a clear defining moment that you were once a boy, that you're now a man. They took you from your home, your mother's home, and carried you into the wilderness, and you went to the trials. And if you see those trials, you came back as a man. Society respects you as a man, you respect yourself as a man. But the thing is, in our behaving society today, and in the world today, we do not have that clear-cut line to say, this is when I was a boy, and this is when I was a man. The Bible said, when I was a child, I did childish things. When I became a man, put them away. But what do we constitute as being a man and childish things? Is it that I'm playing my video games with me a child, or watching cartoons? No. Those are worldly things. A child is accountable to nobody. Ask a child what they did wrong. Oh, someone made me do that. That ain't my fault. A mom would be like, I made this mistake, I accept the responsibility. A child would be like, I don't care how you feel, that's how I feel. A mom would be like, all of our feelings are important. That's responsible and accountable. Those things are traits of a man. But a lot of our average males in our society do not see that. But you have people like the people in this room and people like rooms like these that have the exception to the rules. You You are situations where you can say this is when I was a boy and this is when I was a man. For me, to share a story, what is my clear defining moment when I truly can say that Rodney is a man? I was married for 4 years. My wife is over 3 years. I was able to sustain our home by myself. And not because I was a provider, was why I thought I was a man. The fact that I provided my family is that's a plus. The fact that I protected my family was a plus. And that's not the fact that I protected them from the world. I protected them from myself. I protected them from me being fatigued. I protected them from me being angry. I protected them from me being frustrated. They never knew what it was for daddy to be upset at them because he worked in the water. They never knew what it was for daddy to complain because mommy don't work. They never knew what it was for daddy never have time for them. And the last thing was I was a priest then. Every night, no matter what time I came home, my children, we prayed together. Every morning, I prayed for my family. We changed church homes and we began involved in our church. And yes, I work hard, but I pray hard. So if I could do all those things in those times, then I know without a shadow of a doubt, Rodney is a man. Now I'm sure people have different experiences where they can say that I was a man. But my challenge to you all, every night, I'm so happy that only men are in there. My challenge to you is that if you have crossed that path, bring somebody else back up. In the VPM's office, you have an awesome quote from Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey. If you happen to climb the elevator of success, do the right thing and send it back up. We have to understand as men that if we do not take our places as leaders, then we will definitely feel it. We live in a day and age that if you do not teach a man how to fish, he will come and he will steal your fish. The same little boys that we do not check for will be the same little boys who come into your daughter's house, who come to your son's house. How do we do this? Mentor them, teach them, show them, love them. Someone had to show us how to be a man. It's our job to show someone else how to. I wish I recorded the entire speech of our president when he spoke at Government House. But it's one profound line that he said that sticks with me. We sit in the shade of a tree that we did not plant. And we are planting a tree in the shade we will not sit. We sit in a shade of a tree that we did not plant. And we will plant a tree in whose shade we did not sit. What does that mean? Shade represents rest, represents comfort. The tree represents the fruit, represents success. And the plant represents the effort and the toil. So we are resting in the success of somebody else's effort. And we need to put the things in place that someone else will rest in our success from our effort. Toastmasters, and yes, please, as men, do your part. And if you don't do your part, then you will feel it. Our society, as it stands right now, is failing because there are no leaders. Leaders lead. And one thing you understand what leaders do is leaders have vision. And vision is important because you can see where you're going. So when you're teaching a young boy how to have vision, keep it simple. Tell them start from the top. When you think it, then see it. Once you see it, then speak it. Once you speak it, then feel it. And once you feel it, then do it.
Yeah, man. Simple.
Mr. Jim.